GM accelerates its drive to lead the EV industry with a $7 billion investment in Michigan. Okay? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor. And today, GM dropped two big pieces of news, this being the first one, and also this GM and LG Energy Solution investing $2.6 billion to build third Ultima Cells manufacturing plant in Lansing. Now, you'll see I've gone ahead and highlighted quite a few things I want to speak about because GM wants to be, simply put, the biggest EV manufacturer and seller in the world by 2025. There's also articles like this. GM wants to be like Tesla, and we're not talking about cars. Then we see Tesla now runs the most productive auto factory in America, more so than anybody. We can see them compared to General Motors and several other places here. And last but not least, an article, a better buy, Tesla versus General Motors. But what I really want to do today, as somebody, who's spent a lot of time speaking about the world of electric vehicles on this channel, the future of electric vehicles, Tesla, Lucid Motors, NIO, a lot of the smaller guys as well, particularly a year and a half ago. Let's speak a little bit about General Motors, one of the absolute huge legacy automotive players that is out there, who is, in fairness, up there in the world of EV already behind Tesla, but wants to be first place. Can they do it? Are they worth considering as an actual investment, especially considering their forward PEs, their price to book, etc., is a lot better than the likes of Tesla, of Lucid, of NIO, of pretty much any EV company out there. Right, before we do that, could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It helps me out an awful lot. The support in the video since we've been getting back into it has been awesome. I appreciate it. Drop me a comment down below. I'm interested. Do we have any GM investors on this channel, or are we all GM haters around here? And please, my friend, if you are indeed new around here, hit that juicy red subscribe button. So we're going to start it off right here, Tuesday, January 25th, today when this news came out. So $7 billion investment into Michigan. So Orion Assembly is to become the second US plant building Chevrolet Silverado EV and electric GMC Sierra. By the end of 2025, GM to have more than 1 million units of electric vehicle capacity in North America. By the end of 2025, 1 million units. That's very, very big. GM and LG Energy Solutions to build their third US Ultima Cells. We will speak a bit more about that after this. And $7 billion, okay, is the largest single investment announcements in GM history, my friends. And just to see how GM stock is doing today, yeah, down like the rest of the market. So news like this coming out didn't really affect much whatsoever. It's performing pretty averagely. Before we go much further, I would just like to point out they have a forward PE right now of about 8.9, a price to sales of about 0.7, a price to book of about 1.69. So again, keep in mind, guys, we're not speaking about a company like Tesla, like Lucid, like NIO. The valuations are, fairly standard, okay? They have profit margins of 8.5%, operating margin of 9.5%. If we look at the stock, if we look at the 5-year, not a lot happened at all until the March crash, and then they went on a large upward run, partially, if not largely, due to all of the EV hype that came with that. Today, we're taking the next step in our continuous work to establish GM's EV leadership by making investments in our vertically integrated battery production in the US and our North American EV production capacity. Make no mistake, if you read through these two news releases just from today, they mention being leaders multiple times. Our plan creates the broadest EV portfolio of any automaker and further solidifies our path towards US EV leadership by mid-decade. Yet again, leader. I would like to point out, yeah, they more than likely will have the broadest EV portfolio. I don't think that, Tesla, Lucid, NIO, any of them are going to have 30 plus vehicles in their portfolio by this period of time. So that's one thing that we have to give them. There is going to be a large variety, okay? These investments are the latest step towards accelerating GM's drive to become the EV market leader in North America by 2025. So again, we see a theme emerging. They want to be the leader. That's 3 times already in 2 paragraphs, pretty much. So today's announcements include investments in the following locations: the Orion Assembly for production of the Chevrolet Silverado EV and electric GMC Sierra. They're investing $4 billion to convert the facility to produce electric trucks. Okay, so they're going very, very head-to-head with Ford here as well. Pickups using the GM-developed Ultima platform, which we'll speak about shortly, which gives the company the flexibility to build vehicles for every customer segment, which, seems very important to them given their broad portfolio of 30-plus vehicles by 2025, which is what we are being told, okay? And then a new Ultima Cells battery cell plant at Lansing site, which we don't need to get into. We're going to speak about that in just a moment. Again, they stress that by the end of 2025, GM will have more than 1 million units of electric vehicle capacity in North America to respond to growing electric vehicle demand. Now, if you can take yourself all the way back to, let's say, mid-2020, when a lot of us really started looking into the future of electric vehicles, the future of auto world in general. Is it going to be a combustion engine world? Is it going to be electric? Is it going to be battery electric? Is it going to be hydrogen based, etc., etc.? We know the demand is there, and we know the demand is coming without a doubt. So this was something that we always saw coming. Even when we were investing in these startup companies, we knew that GM, we knew that Ford, that every big legacy automaker was going to be getting involved very soon. And keep in mind, this isn't the beginning of EV for them. They've had electric vehicles since the late 90s. Vertically integrating battery assembly and converting existing assembly plants are at the core of GM's strategy for scaling EV production in North America. GM projects it will convert 50% of its North American assembly capacity to EV production by 2030. So again, it goes without saying, well, they are saying it directly to us, they are going EV. So basically what I've gotten from this is there is huge investment going into GM, which they can very, very, very much so afford to do. We already looked at their ratios, we looked at their valuations, which are decent. We can look at their stock performance history, and I mean, it really has not been the best for a very considerable period of time. I mean, 10 years up 50%, despite having good let's say ratios, forward PEs, price to sales, etc. So I mean, I suppose, do we want to invest in this? That's the question that always has to be in the back of our heads. So building the third Ultima Cells manufacturing plant, okay? Ultima Cells will build a new plant on land leased from GM. The new battery cell plant is expected to create 1,700 new jobs when the facility is fully operational. Site preparation on the approximately 2.8 million square foot facility will begin this summer, so soon, and the plant is scheduled to open in late 2024. So again, this is getting ready for the EV takeover in 2025. This facility will supply battery cells to Warrior Assembly in Michigan and other GM EV assembly plants. So again, we are seeing that vertical integration that has been so pinnacle to Tesla performing well, and that we see an awful lot of companies really pivoting towards now. But GM, vertical integration, you would expect it. We will have the products, the battery cell capacity, and the vehicle assembly capacity to be the EV leader by mid-decade. Keep in mind, guys, this is the CEO saying these things. So yeah, they're saying, again, they're going to have the capacity to be the leader. Will they be able to do it? I don't think that a lot of us EV guys expect GM to take over Tesla, not with the lead they have technology-wise, not with the fan base they have. I just don't see it happen, but we will have to wait and see. With a shared vision, GM and LG Energy Solution pioneered the EV sector by seizing new opportunities in the market well before anyone else did. I left a note here. I said it doesn't really mean much considering how far ahead Tesla is already. And I mean, have they really done this, or is this just one of those things that you put into a news release to make your company look very, very good? I think it's the latter, personally. GM's proprietary Ultima battery technology is at the heart of the company's strategy to compete for nearly every EV customer in the marketplace. Whether they are looking for affordable transportation, luxury vehicles, work trucks, commercial trucks, or high-end performance machines, this is exactly what you would expect from GM, from Ford, etc. I mean, yeah, I left a note while doing this myself. What planet are they living on? I mean, they can say they're going to compete for nearly every EV customer. So is absolutely everybody in the EV space. Ultima batteries are unique in the industry because the large format pouch style cells can be stacked vertically or horizontally inside the battery pack. Okay, yep. Everyone has something to say about their batteries, why their batteries are the battery, okay? Everyone. I think Tesla is still far ahead of everybody. We can look at Lucid Motors with their 520 mile per hour capacity. Everybody has something to say about their battery. This allows engineers to optimize battery energy storage and layout for each vehicle design. Energy options range from 50 to 200 kilowatt hours, which could enable GM estimated range of up to 450 miles. Again, this is an estimated range, and there are already ranges out there that are considerably better. Now, guys, I don't want to act like I know everything there is to know about General Motors. I don't. I really don't. I used to follow them quite closely. I haven't done for the better part of probably half a year, so I could be missing something really obvious here. If I am, let me know in the comment section. I'm here to learn. We see this article. GM wants to be like Tesla. We're not talking about cars. GM has plans to expand its Hydrotech branded fuel cell technology beyond cars and trucks. They want to do stationary power applications too. It's a good idea and very Tesla-like. Yes, it is indeed, okay? These fuel cell generators could ultimately replace gas and diesel burning generators with fewer emissions at work sites, building, movie sets, data centers. It's not really new. There are other people doing this as well, you know what I mean? So yeah, happy days, all good, but it's not necessarily something to write home about just yet. I know some guys big in my Discord on hydrogen, etc. Shout out Kyle. There's a lot of people doing similar things basically. Our vision of an all-electric future is broader than just passenger vehicles or even transportation. Yes, should be. I just wanted to point out this article. I thought it was quite good. Tesla now runs the most productive auto factory in America. I thought this was an awesome statistic to see. Came out yesterday. Elon Musk California plant cranked out more cars than 70 competing facilities in North America, and the coming factories are even bigger. So again, we see GM talking the talk right now, but Tesla are talking the talk and walking the talk, you know. We're going to see more companies doing so over the next 6 months, I'm absolutely sure. Hearthstone started an update. Nice one. Shout out anyone who plays Hearthstone. But anyway, if we go down here, the red line, obviously Tesla. We can show General Motors plants, and we can see that, yeah, they're above every single one. Now, obviously, General Motors has more, but as of right now, it's the most productive auto factory in America, which is pretty awesome. I'm not going to go through this whole article completely. I don't think we need to, but a better buy, Tesla versus General Motors. I already spoke about some of the different valuation metrics General Motors has going in comparison to Tesla. Obviously makes a lot more sense from a value investor point of view. Really, really does. Tesla delivered an impressive basically 500,000 vehicles globally in 2020. GM delivered 2.5 million in the US alone. Obviously, much bigger company right now. I don't think anybody is going to debate the fact that GM sells way more vehicles than Tesla, but nobody can possibly debate the fact that Tesla is growing much more quickly than GM. One of the big reasons, Tesla has a huge EV lead, okay? They simply do it. Again, that can't be argued. They have that EV lead over everybody. The subsidy driving Tesla's bottom line. Speaking of the bottom line, in the first 9 months of 2020, Tesla reported net income of $451 million, which impressed Wall Street. But that should be taken with a huge grain of salt. Competing automakers paid Tesla $1.18 billion over that period for automotive regulatory credits. So without that, Tesla would have lost money. But again, people are aware of this. Tesla is priced for perfection. GM is priced for value. So, you know, take your pick. For me, I'm definitely choosing Tesla all day, but I wouldn't be opposed to people owning some GM. It's just, it's still just not really for me. I could be completely wrong. I could be completely underplaying how important and how big GM already is. Only time is going to tell us. But yeah, I just wanted to bring this video out. I think it's important to spend a bit of time speaking about these legacy automakers. I think that a $7 billion investment is something that cannot just be ignored. I mean, that's bigger than a lot of EV companies' market caps altogether. And yeah, it's a very interesting one. And I am going to start spending a little bit more time following what GM and Ford, etc. are doing. And I think it's something that a lot of people in the EV world don't do. They just get caught up in what Tesla's doing, what NIO's doing, what Lucid is doing. We have to understand where exactly GM, Ford, etc. falls into this as well. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, if you watched it all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend. Could I please ask you to hit that juicy like button? It helps me out an awful lot. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think about what we just spoke about. And please, my friend, subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you all have an absolutely beautiful, blessed day. I'll see you in another video very soon. Peace.